He does this. That's John Wayne after you shoot somebody. I got him. I made my point. Not knowing what to do, they start clapping. It wasn't like, yeah. It was like, okay, buddy, you go to hell. That's okay. You go to hell. Don't make me go. And he goes on to say, and did you hear his Declaration of Independence? I don't know if you heard it. I've listened to it several times. I have not memorized it, don't intend to. But he said, I have left behind the fairy tales I believed when I was a child. Now I am intellectually satisfied by thinking that it's really all about me. And that's what he says. He says, here, see, and I don't know, I didn't get to hear the other side. They just picked out those clips to show his side. I want to ask, if that's the case, I think somebody should go up, pull a gun, say, ever how much you got in the bank, write a check for that amount, and then shoot him, go get his money, and ward him off till they shoot you and take your money, because what he's saying is, it's just survival of the fittest. The guy with the biggest gun wins in the end. We just take what we want. Now the theory is that because we recognize the danger, that we build an ethical position, laws about drunk driving and things. See, society says we have to have those kind of laws because otherwise we're just animals. So you get to pick. Independence from God gives you that. Dependence on God gives you a society where you say, why should we not kill one another? Why should we not destroy one another's lives or our own lives? Because God says, thou shalt not kill. If you take that away, what is the rationale for making murder illegal? Why? Well, I almost said something really rude. Why not kill the baby? I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. Why don't we just kill the babies we don't want and give old people shots? And if you get sick and it's going to cost too much, give you a shot too, because we don't have the money to pay the bills that you're going to cost us. It's all about me, isn't it? Do you see the world that we live in? And that's the world we live in. The world we live in says, I don't want God. Now I'm going to tell you the bad news. Most of the people sitting in this room, I'm guessing most of the people sitting in this room would say, I don't buy that right there. I don't agree with what that guy says. But in all reality, most of us live that way. We would never say the words. We want a God that fits our lifestyle. We want a God who understands that what I do is because it's different with me than it is everybody else. God just has to understand. I've heard people say that with my own ears. God, when they're sinning and trying to justify it, God just has to understand. Now, they're not free, they're at liberty. You see the stepping away? They're not free, they're at liberty. They're at liberty because we do have free will. Now, that was funny to me, too. You know what free will means to him? Free will means that you choose to put a check in the offering plate when it comes by. He would say, you're nuts. You work hard for that money, and you're going to give some of it to a church? He would say, you're crazy. So he would say, we can't have stuff like that going on. Some people would say, I'm not going to take a vacation this year. I'm going to take my time off, and I'm going to go to a foreign country and on a missions trip. Or I'm going to go work at a soup kitchen. Or I'm going to go to Cedar Rapids and help build a house. Or I'm going to go to New Orleans and build a house. Or you fill in the blank. He would say, why are you doing that? He said it. There is no reward for self-suffering on this earth. You're not going to get to heaven and hear God say, well done, good and faithful servant. I gave you a little, you were faithful over much. Enter into the joy of your Father. You're not going to hear those words. He says, you're nuts. You live for yourself now only because there is nothing else. And you need to get God out of your system. I did it, and look how happy I am. That's exactly what he's saying. So this morning, I started this by saying this is my Declaration of Independence. Kevin said it, I think, or Brian, I don't remember who said it. Man, my Declaration of Independence is I don't have one. I want to make a declaration of dependence. I want to run to God harder, further, deeper, more intense than I ever have before because, the days are drawing nigh. The time is getting short. And you can live for yourself all you want, and you can say God all the time you're doing it. But if you're living for yourself, your actions are speaking louder than your words, and you've declared your independence, and you are at liberty from God, even if not the laws of the land. I want you to stand with me this morning. This may have been a little more like an essay as I think about it. Wasn't really